You guys, it's the first week of August, which means it's time to sit down and go over all of the books we want to read this month. July was a pretty good reading month for us, so I think we have high hopes for this month. It is technically the last month of summer, so we're definitely going to try and sneak in some other books that were on our summer TBR.
We've been doing a lot of TBR challenges, or like letting the jar pick what we read or letting each other pick what we read, so it's been a while since we have been able to have free range and pick whatever we want to read, but we decided to go with that for this month.
Because of that, a lot of my August books I think are me trying to work my way through series I'm in the middle of, just so I can kind of get those out of the way and we can focus on fall books in the upcoming months. But before we go over all of our books for this month, we do want to take a second to talk about today's sponsor, Book of the Month. You guys already know how much we love this book subscription service. Their mission is to bring the best new fiction forward. They focus on new and emerging authors, which allows them to offer books that members might not have found otherwise.
Their books always come in this gorgeous woo box. This month we picked Like Mother Like Daughter by Kimberly McWright. This was the mystery thriller pick for this month, so we knew we had to get this one. And then as an add-on, we got A Sorceress Comes to Call by T. Kingfisher. I did read What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher and really liked it, so I'm excited about this one. But all of the August books sound so good.
They carefully choose what they believe to be the best new fiction and bring that short list to you every month, so you have 5 to 7 books to choose from. They also offer the best prices on new release hardcover fiction, as well as free shipping and a loyalty rewards program.
Something that I also love that they just recently added on is audiobooks. You guys know how much we absolutely love audiobooks. Now you have the choice of picking between an audiobook or a hardcover. If you guys want to join Book of the Month, you can use the code FIREFLY to get your first book for $9.99. We will leave their website link in the description, and thank you again, Book of the Month, for sponsoring today's video.
Now let's get into the rest of our August TBR.
A book that I am so excited to read this month is The Gods of the Woods by Liz Moore. I keep seeing so much about this book. It actually was the Barnes & Noble Book Club book last month, and it is the Jimmy Fallon Book Club book for this month. I love Jimmy Fallon. I love that he has a whole book club. It has a 4.36 star rating on Goodreads with over 26,000 ratings, so I think that's pretty good. It says, when a teenager vanishes from her summer camp, two worlds collide. Early morning, August 1975, a camp counselor discovers an empty bunk. Its occupant, Barbara, has gone missing, but Barbara isn't just any 13-year-old. She's the daughter of the family that owns the summer camp and employs most of the region's residents. And this isn't the first time a Van Laar child has disappeared. Barbara's older brother similarly vanished 14 years ago, never to be found. I'm getting chills because that is just insane. I can't wait to read it with everybody.
First book I have is a Sally Hepworth book, and it is The Younger Wife. You guys know I've been loving the Sally Hepworth books that I've been reading, so I'm so excited to read another book by her. This one, interestingly enough, is a domestic thriller. You guys know I have yet to find a domestic thriller that I've actually enjoyed, so fingers crossed that Sally Hepworth can do that for me. This one looks like we're following a couple different people. We have the husband who's a heart surgeon. It says he's getting married again, but first he must divorce his current wife even though she can no longer speak for herself. What does that mean, and why are you divorcing her? I'm pissed off at him already. We also have the daughters, Telly and Rachel. It says they look upon their father's fiance, Heather, as nothing but an interloper. Heather is younger than both of them. Clearly she's after their father's money. Heather has secrets of her own. Will getting to the truth unleash the most dangerous impulses in all of them. I'm so excited to get into this. The Sally Hepworth book I read last month has been my favorite so far, so we'll see if this one can top that one.
I decided I want to read The Last Miss Parrish by Liv Constantine. I just recently got this book for 25 cents at a bookstore, so that is absolutely crazy. I was just about to order it for myself, so I think it's a sign that I need to read it already. I've heard a lot of people compare this to The Housemaid by Frida McFadden, and I really enjoyed that book. I see it was a Reese's Book Club pick as well. So many of you guys have said this book is so good, so I can't wait to see what it's all about.
A book we both have on our August TBR is The Counselors by Jessica Goodman. This one just feels like it needs to be read during the summer. This is a YA mystery thriller. It says Goldie has never felt more at home than she does at camp, and now she's back as a counselor. Goldie's not the only person at camp who's been lying. When a teen turns up dead in the lake one night, she knows that the death couldn't have been an accident. Asking questions offers no answers, only broken bonds of lifelong friendship, hidden danger, and betrayals that go deeper than Goldie could ever imagine. This one will be a cool one to buddy read together, and then after we read this one, we could finally read the other book we have by this author since that movie's coming out.
Another one I have is Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. It is about time for me to read this book. I know the second book is coming out soon, and I know this is just like the YA romance. Liz has always known that Wes Bennett was not boyfriend material. You would think that her next door neighbor would be a prime candidate for her romantic comedy fantasies, but Wes has only proven himself to be a pain in the butt ever since they were little. Liz's forever crush Michael has just moved back to town, and horribly annoyingly, he's hitting it off with Wes, meaning that if Liz wants Michael to finally notice her and hopefully be her prom date, she needs Wes. He's her in. That sounds so cute because you know Michael's gonna start catching feelings and maybe he'll end up being her prom date.
A book that I need to read already is Uglies by Scott Westerfield. This book's been out forever, but the movie adaptation is coming out pretty soon, and I want to read the book before I watch the movie. I know this is a YA dystopian. I don't actually know anything about it. I don't think I want to. I just want to jump into this book with no prior knowledge and see where the journey takes me. I do know this is the first book in a series, so if I love this one, I can continue on with it.
Another one I have is Something Wilder by Christina Lauren. Fun fact, we actually went to the book signing for this when Christina and Lauren were on tour for this book, and we still have yet to read it. They even had this cute little fan art. I know they said they wrote this book like during the pandemic, so it's very adventurous. It says it's a charming, laugh out loud novel filled with adventure, treasure, and of course, love. The very last line of the summary says, "Alone under the stars, in the isolated and dangerous mazes of the canyon lands, Leo and Lily must decide whether they'll risk their lives and hearts on the adventure of a lifetime." I think that sounds really cute, and I have loved every single Christina Lauren book that I've read.
The next book I have for this month is Strange Creatures by Phoebe North. The front cover says their fantasy protected them, the truth may destroy them. This is the one that we recently talked about, and it reminds me of all of those childhood adventurous movies we used to watch. We're following two siblings, Annie and Jamie. They basically have created their own world in the woods, and one day he disappears. Everyone begins to accept that Jamie is gone for good, everyone except Annie. Annie believes that Jamie somehow entered their secret world and she's the only one who could bring him back. This one just sounds so good. I can't wait to read it. It is kind of chunky. It's pretty long, but I'm hoping this one feels nostalgic because of all of those like adventurous movies.
Another one I have is The Rom-Commers by Catherine Senner. We actually also saw Catherine Senner at that Christina Lauren book signing, and she was just a doll. I have read The Bodyguard by this author and I really did like it. So when I saw that she came out with this book, I knew I had to get it. It says she's rewriting his love story, but can she rewrite her own? So I know the guy is a really famous screenwriter and she's gonna try and come in and kind of edit and fix some things, and he's not too happy about it, but I'm ready to see them fall madly in love.
Next book I have on my list is Daisy Hates and the Great Undoing by Jessa Hastings. You guys know the deal with this series. Hated book 1, loved book 2, skipping book 3, and I'm excited to get back into Daisy's story. It says Daisy thought she left everything about her old life in the past, the crime, her family, the man she loves, but when her safety is threatened once again, she finds herself back under the watchful eyes of her gang lord brother Julian and her ex-boyfriend. This world is definitely super dramatic, but I'm ready to get back into it before I forget everything that's happened in the first book.
My next one is Swan Song by Ellen Hildebrand, and I believe this book is going to continue following that detective that has been working on the cases in her mystery Nantucket books. The top says the beloved best-selling author brings her Nantucket novels to a brilliant finish. When rich strangers move to the island, social mayhem and a possible murder follow. Can Nantucket's favorite locals save the day and their way of life? Swan Song is a propulsive medley of glittering gathering, sun-soaked drama, wisdom, and heart, featuring a colorful cast of characters including the beautiful and timeless island of Nantucket itself. So cute. I definitely have to read this month.
2 books I want to read this month are continuations of dark romance series I'm currently in the middle of. One of them is The Annihilator by Runex in the Dark Verse series. This is book 5. I think I grabbed the wrong book off my shelf. I need to read book 3.
Oh.
So whatever book 3 is in this Dark Verse series, I'll put a photo up. This is the one I'll be reading, which is going to be following a new couple that I'm really excited about. And the other one I have is Kill Switch by Penelope Douglas. This is the next book I have in the Devil's Night series. This series I know gets a lot of mixed reviews. I've liked the first 2 books. This book I'm very interested in because the character we're following is not a character that we like. so we'll see how it goes. This one's pretty thick though. Hopefully I like it so I can continue on.
The next one we have is our Literal Besties Book Club book. You guys picked Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Mirror. I think this fantasy pick is going to be the perfect transition that is going to get us ready for fall. Notorious high-ranking villain seeks a loyal, level-headed assistant for unspecified office duties, supporting staff for random mayhem and terror. Discretion a must. Excellent benefits. Sign me up!
I would apply.
With ailing family to support, Evie Sage's employment status isn't just important, it's vital. With the most infamous villain results in a job offer, naturally she says yes. No job is perfect, of course, but even less so when you develop a teeny crush on your terrifying, temperamental, and undeniably hot boss. Don't find evil so attractive, Evie.
I'm excited.
Me too, I think it sounds really cute.
Those are all the books we have picked out for ourselves. Now it's time to go through our blind books and choose for each other like always. We have our cups here with our papers that correspond with our books here. So we're gonna go ahead and choose for each other. Should we do it at the same time?
Sure.
Number 6 for you.
Number 9. Ooh, 9 looks a little thick.
6 looks thin.
Oh, Lord.
Oh my gosh, should we open at the same time?
Sure. What is it? That's a good one. That's
by
a good
Neil
one.
Schusterman.
Ooh, I got The Therapist by B.A. Paris.
That one's a short. I feel like that will be a good short mystery.
This is one that I've been wanting to read for a while, so this is a good pick.
I honestly need to read another Neil Schusterman book. I haven't read anything this year by him. This one I think could be a good summer book. It says everyone's gonna remember where they were when the taps went dry. Neighbors and families turning against one another in the hunt for water. When her parents don't return and she and her brother are threatened, Alyssa has to make the impossible choices if she's gonna survive. And this will be my first read of Jared Schusterman, so the fact that they work together on this book, I'm hoping I love.
Let's see what The Therapist is about. I'm assuming it's about a therapist. It says, Alice and Leo have just moved in together to The Circle, a gorgeous gated community in London. But when Alice tries to get to know their neighbors, she discovers a devastating grisly secret about her new home and begins to feel a strong connection with Nina, the therapist who lives there before.
I remember that. This sounds good.
Alice becomes obsessed with trying to piece together what happens, but none of her new neighbors want to talk about it. Soon it becomes clear to Alice that the next things are not at all as they seem. What?
I'm hoping it's paranormal.
I'm hoping the therapist is a ghost, probably. And they're like, how are you talking to this girlie? Okay, so these are the books we are hoping to read in August. The first week is already up.
I know.
So we got some catching up to do, but I think we picked out some really good ones.
That is pretty much it for today's video though. Make sure to let us know in the comments what book you're most excited to read in August. Reminder to join our Literal Besties book club if you haven't. We will be reading Assistant to the Villain like we said, so if you want to read that with us, we will leave that link in the description along with that book of the month link and discount code. That's it for today though. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you guys next time.
I've heard a lot of people compare this book to A Handmaid, or not The Handmaid's Tale. What am I saying?
I don't know.
The Handmaid. What is that Frida McFadden book called?
The Housemaid?
The Housemaid. I've heard a lot of people compare this book to The Handmaid by Frida McFadden.
The Housemaid. I was like, that doesn't sound right.
Okay, it says Lix. Her name's Liz. Okay. Meaning that if Liv wants Michael to finally notice her and hopefully be her prom date, she needs Wes.
Liz?
What?
Did you say Liv? Our first series, this is book 5. That's not right.
Is it not?
No, not the book I'm currently reading, not even on this list.
Well, that's your problem. Why did you do that?